Hey there, everyone. We should be live just right now. All vitals of the streams are okay. So today's live stream is going to be about the upcoming week. This is going to be the weekly reading. You can consider it that way. So in the stream, what we're going to do is do a 12 readings, one for each star sign. And before we jump into all these 12 readings, I just would like to do one cumulative, one general for the week itself, just to see how things are going to roll forward. And with that said, let me shuffle the cards and see what we all have and what we all have to tackle on into the upcoming week. Hello, Kim, and welcome to the show. Hopefully, you do enjoy it. All right, nice and shuffled. And the first card, and here in this general reading of the week, I'm going to show you the spread that I'm going to use. So the first card pretty much shows the topic of the subject, which is the week, and the card is the Magician. The second card shows the things which are gonna hold us back, which are gonna slow us down, all the problems which we are to encounter throughout the week, and that is going to be the Emperor. The third card, it is the opposite of the second, and it pretty much describes things which are gonna sling us forward. I believe it is how you can say it. Things are gonna help us out, and in generally things we should strive to do so, and that is going to be the High Priestess. And the last card, and if that's it's a major arcana, so it's a big week, guys. It's a huge week for us. We do have a 4 major arcana. The last one is the Sun, and that is the results of the previous 3 cards. Of course, some of us are gonna get the result faster than the others. If you do wish, you can consider that as the wraparound of the week, okay, or the end of the week, if that is going to be more appealing. So again, the cards, the Magician as the first one, the second is going to be the Emperor, the third one, that is to be the High Priestess, and the final one here of the week, that is to be the Sun. So it's all well when it ends well. It is, what could we say, right? That's true. I mean, we do have the Sun for the end, which pretty much, if not anything else, it kind of speaks that we're gonna end up the week in a rather satisfying state, and as well, we genuinely are gonna be happy by the end of the week. Now, happiness could be in any field, either in relationship or either in career. I do believe that we're talking more about relationships here, okay? And why I do believe that that's the case, because we do have the High Priestess into the 3rd position, and then we do have the Emperor into the 2nd position. Ella, thank you so much for your $20 US, a super chat support. Thank you so much, Ella. Make sure you do stick around by the end, and we are gonna see about, are you gonna buy a house with a Claudio? Since our last talk here on the stream, I do believe that you made the things around with Claudio, and now things are getting better. I mean, if you are contemplating to buy a house, I couldn't imagine any other way how the things could run forward. So let me put you on the list. All right. So back to the reading of the week. So this is why I do believe that it is more about a relationships, and it is about a intimacy in relationship. It is because we do have these two cards. Now, having the Emperor into the second position, guys, it pretty much speaks that one of the two things. Either we are getting into things with other people or with people we like, for the most part, way too seriously and way too strict. It is like we do have certain code of conduct, or rather, like, it's not even about criterias, okay? It's more about I don't know how to put it into words in English. It's more about when we do want way too much assurances that things are gonna run smooth. It is like there are gonna be ups and downs, of course, but we can face those ups and downs with pretty much easy bear and not struggle. It's not even struggle, it's more like a facing the both sides of the coin. I don't know if I placed it in the right way. Well, having the Emperor there, it's the only way to overcome it. It is to take things easy for the most part, and kind of like to get along and oh my god, don't take things, or don't take matters a way too serious, especially when it comes to a intimate relationships moving forward. People, of course, are gonna make mistakes here and there, right? So, but that is something completely normal and completely usual. And the other card which speaks about a intimacy, it is the High Priestess into the third position of the spread. And that's I many times said that into the major arcana in tarot, there are three types of love, and the High Priestess is one of these. Okay, we do have one through the High Priestess, one through the Lovers, and one through the Hierophant. So with the High Priestess, we're talking about that kind of a love which kind of like binds the souls. I mean, you can even consider it a soulmate, if you will. Okay, so you can consider it that that's a soulmate type of one, if you will. With the High Priestess, it's this type of attraction, this type of love. It kind of like carries on into a emotional peace, into a emotional bondage, and it's a really beautiful one. It has nothing to do with the outer look though, so don't be surprised if you start feeling an affinity toward a person that outside it doesn't look anything like something you would fall for in the past. Especially if you are currently single, that would be very true. And the other card which makes me think that we're talking about more personal relationships and intimacy, that would be the Magician at the start. Okay, so the Magician at the start, it speaks that the topic of the week is going to be all about conversations and kind of like making others know about your personal integrity and as well sovereignty, and that if they do not like you for what you are, then they don't have a place around you. It's as simple as that. And why we are to do that? Because there are going to be somebody who is going to like us for what we are, and is going to be vice versa as well. And that will be the soil, or rather like the foundation, okay, the grounds that this soulmate thing is going to develop moving forward. Now, as a general reading, it kind of like promises that that will happen to all of us, but not all of us, unfortunately, will be able to make advantage of it for one or another reason, because at the end of the day, we do have a choice, or rather like we do have the freedom of the free will, and some of us may decide, you know what, I don't want that, okay, or I am afraid of it, you know, or this isn't something I worked for, and so on and so forth. But should we decide to take it, then the Sun card manifests, and as the Sun card manifests, we will see a relationship which is that type of relationship where you do not care about your happiness in it because the other side cares of it. All you care is about the other side happiness. So what happens, is that there will be, you are going to take care for each other's happiness, in that way you are going to be happy, and this is a shared happiness, which makes it a double happiness, and it kind of like predisposes that interaction, that relationship to go for a very, very long run and to grow in a really exponential rate. As a general reading, I have to say a couple of things when it comes to career. Now, with these cards, if you are considering changing your career, maybe this week is not going to be the best week for you to do so. That is because we do have, again, the Emperor and the High Priestess, one of the second and one of the third position, okay? First of all, the Emperor onto the second position, it does shows that it is quite unlikely that you are going to find a job or a career path throughout the week that will kind of like fit into all of your criterias, okay? It's highly unlikely to do so. And the High Priestess, when it comes to work, it's a card showing that you should dwell into what you are currently doing at that point, because it's going to move smooth at least throughout this particular week. However, as we do have the Magician at the first position, that card kind of like speaks that throughout this week you can kind of like set your claims into your work and into your business, for example about promotion, for example about the raise, and so on and so forth. And by doing so, you are gonna pretty much come up clean with what your expectations are and make everybody else aware, you know, what you are expecting, which is going to, by the end, kind of like slumber conflicts into your work and into your business, as well as people will know where you're coming from, and they as well are going to understand, you know, what you are fighting for. And for some of you, that will be given. What I mean is that what you are fighting for is going to become possible for you to seize and to take, and ultimately by the end you may find yourself having a monetary success and in generally expansion and growth into business. But the result of this week, it is a natural growth of our lives, guys. So even if you are kind of like baffled, that you are dragged toward, and when I say dragged, I mean emotionally dragged, because here it's just some things are not going to make sense to you, okay? Why you do want to spend time at that place or with this person, it's not going to make sense. But only thing you're going to know it is that you do want to do that. That's the natural pull, okay? It's just what is on the other side. It's something that it comes natural to us, and we are just finding it, or rather like we're just discovering it, and the experience is going to be great. Mattia, thank you so much for your $5 support. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where I'm going to perform you a personalized reading of the upcoming week. Oops. One second. Right there. Guys, so that was the generalized reading over the week. And now I'm going to move toward the first 4 star signs, which are going to have their reading, generalized reading of the week, which are going to be Sagittarius, Aries, not Capricorn, my God, what am I talking about? Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and as well Cancer. And after them, there will be a 1 free reading that one of you is gonna get. When it comes to that, I'm gonna explain you what you gotta do in order to participate into this free reading giveaway. Other than that, I have decided to make a promotion or a sale for you for the next week. Anyone who wish to get a tarot class from me, a recorded tarot class from me, for the next week, they're going to be 50% off. Okay, any tarot class you like. You can go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below, and in tarot classes section you will find tarot class over major arcana and over every single suit. And as well, I believe there is also a elemental dignities technique of tarot class. So whichever one you choose, just give me an inquiry on my email, which you're going to find as well here in the description down below, and I'm going to give you a link for a half price off. And the other sale, or rather like the other promotion for the duration of the next week is going to be you get one, you take two of a answer to a question. If you do decide to go for the service answer to a question, you can kind of like ask two questions in your email, and I'm gonna answer both of them for the price of one. Yeah, I think so. Oh, thank you, Pisces Moonbeam. And aside from that, anyone who supports the channel and what I do through super chat is gonna get their reading at the end of the stream, regardless are they picked for the free reading giveaway or not. So with that said, moving to Aries week, you guys, you do have the Seven of Swords as the first card. Followed by the second one, which stands as the Three of Swords. And afterwards, that will be the Nine of Pentacles. And the final card for you, Aries, that is going to be the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so these four cards is what we have here for you. And it's going to be a bit of a, I can't say really that it's going to be really rough week. Is going to be a week where you will have to kind of like jump into the word is not self-sustenance, more like a self-preservation. I am not going to be surprised, Aries, if at some point you do realize that you are kind of like giving yourself away way too much to other people. At some point, even neglecting your own personal needs, are very common for such an alignment of the cards. And I do believe that that is going to happen is because throughout the week you are to see an opportunity to jump hugely into your development, like a huge business project, for example, or a person that you find that you like and they are available for you to go out on a date. But in the same time, you will have some others, let's say, enterprises, and when I say enterprises, I mean quote unquote other needs, but from other people that you will feel kind of like obliged to attend to, which are interfering with your growth. And so you will have throughout the week somewhat of an internal struggle, if you will. Are you gonna present yourself nice and reliable over people that used your, let's say, services for a very, very long time without you seeing even a dime about it? Or you are gonna do this time around something for yourself, to make yourself happy, to make yourself successful, if you will, to make yourself lucrative, whatever it is. Okay, it's going to be a vicious battle, ferocious, I would say, internal struggle here in between the Three of Swords, which is going to be the mindset of what are going to people say if I do abandon them, right? And the Nine of Pentacles, which is going to be that big fish in the ocean that it is now in your harbor, right? Which could be about the project, or which could be about the person. And it's just is going to be quite of a, at some point you may even feel like your world is tearing apart, okay? Because you would want to be at the both places, but you just can't be at the both places. Nonetheless, for what it seems here, Aries, by the end of the week, I do believe that you are going to make the right decision for yourself. With the Six of Pentacles, okay? Because the Six of Pentacles, as the result of all that which is happening throughout the week, it kind of speaks that you are going to set yourself at the place where you do really belong. I do believe that you are going to go for your personal development rather than sacrificing yourself for the development of others, okay? Because with the Six of Pentacles, there is that strong realization that no matter what kind of a difficulty one face, whether it is you or your friend or your child, etc., etc., if they do not help themselves, nobody else can. I mean, you can try to help them, but your help is just going to postpone the issue. Next time they're facing similar situation, they're going to have the same issue, right? So you have to let those people take care of themselves, because ultimately at some point you're not going to be there. Okay, there will be time where you're not going to be there, and they're not going to be prepared for what is coming. So for you, Aries, I can just summarize that the upcoming week, it's a week where you should look toward making yourself better, and as well making yourself more happier with the enterprises coming around, not sacrificing your personal time, your personal resources for the needs of others. For, like I said, first, you are not going to see a dime for it, and the second, it is that this actually it works toward their disadvantage, because that's not help in the grand scheme of things, but it is just a postponing the inevitable. That said, you may find yourself being even insulted, if you will, once you do so, from these people who are relying in quotes, towards you. But you should not allow these insults, mental cruelty, let's call it mental cruelty. You should not allow that mental cruelty to dwell within your mind. It is just that's a aggression. And by the way, I do believe that that is how you're going to see what these people truly are. So that was for Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. It is okay, Pisces Moonbeam, yeah. It is okay. All right, so Taurus, a first one for you guys, that is going to be the Four of Cups, followed by the second card, which we do have the Death. Moving next, that will be the Eight of Wands, and the final one, the final card for you, that will be the Queen of Cups. These four cards. Our message is pretty clear for you, Taurus, and the message is from these two. Okay, so the Death and the Four of Cups, these two cards here, is that whatever no, I'm not gonna start that way. All right, so it's not over yet. That's what those two cards are pretty much divulging. Hey, Jeanette, welcome to the stream. So things are not over yet, whether it is in your business or into your relationship. Primarily speaking of a good developments, or rather like a good experiences. You may have recently an awesome experience, and you may think that that experience is kind of like over. You have consumed it. Well, it is not. It is not over by a large margin. It may even relate to a negative experiences, which you may think that you are about to lose your job or you are about to lose your relationship. It doesn't look like it that way, at least not within these cards. Should that be the latter rather than the former? Throughout the week, you will have some kind of an opening to kind of like fix the things around, okay, and to stabilize your current path. I mean, your current relationship or your current career. And if things are falling apart into your domain, whether it is career-wise or relationship-wise, Taurus, according to these cards, that is because you're not offering anything new, right? It is just the whole situation got so much accustomed to your presence in it that it is taken for granted. And at that point, it is just this situation that you are in, whether a career situation or a relationship situation, it does need something new. So the passion in it, it's kind of reignited one more time. And you will have a lot of options throughout the week, judging by the hold on a second, judging by the Eight of Wands. A lot of options this week to reignite that passion. Now, some of these options are not going to work out. You may end up disappointed by that, but you should not stop trying. And even if you will, researching the options that are going to reignite the passion, or if you will, the love, even into your romantic life, and as well into your career life also. Now, the result of all that is going to be, I would say, sustenance, where things are going to get back to normal. And when I say normal, you will be able to kind of like keep up relying on your friendships, on your on the place into your career, on your relationship as well. But again, it will require from you to do something about it. Just sitting around hoping that things are gonna miraculously work out in your favor, well, unfortunately, that isn't happening. Okay, that just isn't happening here. As well, approaching the situation emotionally, it's not going to work in your favor either. Throughout this week, you will need to have that very sharp mentality to seize the opportunity to um, to put a fresh air, let's say that way, to put a fresh air into your career and into your relationship as well. Should something want to go away from you, don't let it go, not at least now. Try to give yourself, your business, your relationship, your friendships, whatever, a one last, a final chance. It's gonna work out this time around, guys. It's truly gonna work out for what it seems here. Right, so that was for Taurus, and now moving next, we do have Gemini. Hey Non and Shanna, welcome to the stream. All right, so Gemini, we do have Six of Swords as the first card, followed by the second one of the Magician. Moving next, that will be, oh my god, the Lovers. Not the Lovers, the Two of Cups. Well, we kind of like the Lovers, but it is a Two of Cups. And the last one, that is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. All right, so these four cards. Hey, Shanna. These four cards, okay? And as we do have Two of Cups on the third position, maybe, just maybe, we're talking about love. Well, Two of Cups in a general sense, guys. The most accurate way you can describe the card, it's unity. And it is what you, Gemini, should strive for into the upcoming week. It's a unity. A very pleasant development for you, Gemini, who are single, or who want to, so those of you who want to kind of like consolidate their opportunity of making that unity, whether it's a business unity or a romantic unity. Now, a few conditions for you, Gemini. This unity is not going to happen if you do put your ego on the line. Okay, it's not gonna happen if you are shy. It's not gonna happen if you kind of like look the other person from a high horse, right, or from a high place. It's not gonna happen as well if you are closed within. I don't know how to put it into words. Basically, the condition here is that you do reach out and you are open about anything that it is to say and anything that it is to be experienced in between you and the other person. That will be scary. I mean, you may be quite afraid. We can see that into the Six of Swords, because the Six of Swords, that's the topic of your week, and the topic is more philosophical for you, Gemini. This is what it says. If you do have a dream, right, whether that dream is to be successful into your business or to be successful into your love life, you do have some kind of a dream. Well, just thinking about that dream, it's not really enough to make the dream happen, a real actions are needed. And those actions, you, by the way, you very well know what you need to do, okay? But according to that card, you may be a bit afraid, and the fear is of the unknown consequences. Like, you don't know what the other person is gonna do if you do reach out, but whatever they do is gonna be better than just not knowing how you stand toward him, is it? And so, with these three cards, the first three cards, by the way, the Magician is on the second position. It is just quenching here the Two of Cups. It pretty much speaks that you should not see yourself better and bigger than the other side, but rather consider him or her a equal to you. It's as simple as that. But once you do kind of like traverse that threshold of fear of doing or saying something, for example, it could be that you just have to say I like you or I love you, or you just have to kind of like reach out in a text message, phone call, etc., etc. You may be afraid of doing that, but once you do it, you will see that all of your worries and fears pretty much in vain. There was literally nothing for you to be afraid of. And I think that this partnership unity, I'm sorry, it's not a partnership, it's a unity. I think that this unity is going to work out flawlessly for you. We do have the Ten of Pentacles, which speaks that at the end, once you do make that approach, that move, you are going to be quite comfortable with the results, and you will feel like this investment of your action or of your words was truly worth it. Okay. And that will set you free. You may end up in a business partnership or in a relationship, but you are gonna feel free. Very possible that we're talking about a person that you already know, that is very well described here with the Ten of Pentacles, not excluding that you had quite a big history, or you just how can I put it into what you are exes, or rather like, yeah, you had a relationship before, things didn't work out back then, and now you do have a second chance into it, or you can give each other a second chance into it. Right, so that was for Gemini. Moving next, we do have Cancer. Whoops. Hold on a second. Well, Dory, that's great. I mean, oh, wait, when you mentioned business about Gemini, it's important in term of business, Gemini, to know that if you do not seek conflicts are not going to find you into this upcoming week, and you can definitely form a really good partnerships. Okay, it's but you need to see the, even if the other person is inexperienced or they have a little to offer at that stage, you kind of like have to treat them like equal if you do want things to really work out in between you two. Well, you're welcome, Annabelle. I'm glad I could help with that. Cancer, a first card for you. Guess what? You do have as well the Six of Swords, followed by the second one here, which is, oh my god, it is the King of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Knight of Wands. Okay. And the final card for you is going to be the King of Cups. It's two archetypes which are fighting. Okay, it's two archetypes which are fighting. Maybe you're struggling with both of these. I want to draw two more cards. Just hold on a second. These are the two archetypes for you. We have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. For the King of Wands, the additional card, it is the World, and we have a active neutrals here. For the Knight of Wands, the additional card, it is the Four of Pentacles, and we do have another active neutrals in that state. Quite of a complicated reading for you, Cancer, that it is into the upcoming week. Fighting into these archetypes could be two people, or it's just you are fighting into these two archetypes. It may go for some Cancer is going to be one way, for the other is going to be the other way. But having the Six of Swords once again here into the first position, it kind of speaks that you pretty much know what's suitable, right? For you, it is just you don't want to do it because, I don't know, fear. I mean, that's how the card stands. It's literally, listen, this is how the Six of Swords work. It works like you have a person have exhausted all of their options available into the current environment of their life, and now they do have the chance to enter in a new environment. It is just a very different environment, unknown. It's pretty much unknown environment, or an unknown stage. It could be unknown person, all right? It could be an unknown business as well. And it is just the one that the reading reflects on. It's quite afraid because they don't know if they're going to persevere into it. Is it gonna be good or not? In either way, it's gonna be better than what you are in at this current stage. And maybe we're talking here about two people. This is the person or the archetype that it is the current one, which is the King of Wands. And that is the archetype which is the new one, which is the Knight of Wands. So what's the difference in between the King of Wands on their own and the Knights of Wands? Well, the Knights of Wands, they're way more enterprising than the King of Wands. The Knights of Wands, they always kind of like, you can always talk with them for anything you like. Well, probably they do also have some topics that they are not that competent of, but in generally they are open to talk about everything, okay, you come about with. And as well, they are, that is the most common thing about them. When they start something, for as long as that thing keeps or maintains their interest, they are not giving up, no matter, you know, what the situation of the thing they goes into is. King of Wands is a bit different story. Now, King of Wands, these people, they like to enjoy life in all of their forms, and it's just these people, you can find them going on a bar very frequently, for example, you know, being in a big company, etc, etc. And they do have quite of a big ego. They do have quite of a, how can I put it into quite of a big opinion of themselves, let's put it that way. That is because they are very ambitious individuals, okay, very, very ambitious individuals. And when they do have an ambition to fulfill, they are very tenacious towards that particular ambition. So having the other two cards here, it only speaks that with the King of Wands, that's done story pretty much in your life, Cancer. With the Knight of Pentacles, with the Knight of Wands and the Four of Pentacles there, the Four of Pentacles just adds, because they are archetypes. They are archetypes of an individual. They could be man and a woman, or a woman, you know, no matter that you do have the King of Wands could be a woman. That's an archetype of presence, because you can act in a certain situation like the King of Wands, and another situation like, for example, the Page of Swords, all right? It is just an archetype that shows itself in certain, how can I put it into words, experiences. So, yeah, and the other archetype, which is the Knights of with the Knights of Wands with the Four of Pentacles, it's it's a tough call, because the Four of Pentacles here as a neutral, it does shows that you definitely can build some kind of a future with this one, whether it is a business future or whether it is a romantic future, whichever one you want. But it's gonna be a difficult build. All right, it's a build that you both will have to rearrange. I don't know how to put it into words. It's not like changing, it's more like a rearranging stuff around. But nonetheless, by the end here, the results of all that, so we do have the King of Cups, and that is some kind of proposal that comes your way from this person, Knight of Wands, if you do decide to put more investment into them. Okay, with the King of Cups, that is a very tempting offer, or a how can I put it into words? It's a tempting offer, or it's a proposition that comes your way, and it's a state where you can develop true emotions in between each other. That could be emotions of friendship, it could be emotions of love. How can I describe it? The emotions under the King of Cups, guys, they are emotions which are pretty much sacred. We can call them that way. What I mean is that you will see these emotions only when that person is with you alone. If you are amongst the crowds or with other people, they're not going to show them. It is because for them, what they feel should be seen and experienced only by those that this person is feeling for, right? It's not, nobody else should know what their true experience and what their true emotions are. All right, so that was for Cancer, and now we are entering into the first break. And in this break, one of you guys is gonna get a free reading from me. All you gotta do to participate for that free reading is just input a question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one of these questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on this question. Hey Articure, welcome to the stream. Hope you do enjoy the show. Friendship is fine, but listen, Lisa, once you are stuck into the friendship zone, if you do change your mind, there is no going out of it, because you pretty much set the stage that the other person now from there on moving forward decides, is if it is possible, of course, things to go bigger than friendship. Because, you know, I had these situations where for the other person friendship is fine, and kind of like I set my mindset into that direction. I stopped seeing them as a romantic partner anymore, but in a few months moving forward, they kind of like changed their mind. Well, I guess what, it's a bit too late now. So one has to be very careful, because if you do decide to go for kind of like, that's the thing, you know, even if you do decide to go for friendship with the opposite sex, there is still something, you just don't go about a friendship. There is something that attracts you to that person, whether it's their behavior or the way they talk, you know, and so on and so forth. And through friendship, you have your chance to get to know the other person better and better and better, and at some point you might decide, you know what, I really like the woman, or I really like the guy, I want to be more than friends. But guess what, you already made your mind, didn't you? So it will be a good thing if you kind of like I don't know how I would react into that situation. That's why I don't have many women as a friends, or if I do have women as a friends, they're already occupied, you know, because that kind of like pretty much puts a huge boundary. And or if I have a woman for, well, pretty much the condition for me to have a woman as a friend, it is that either me or her is not unavailable. It's kind of like things are impossible to work around. Like for example, we are separated a thousands of miles away. Well, well, Lisa Pisces Moonbeam can answer better to that question. I am not an astrologer. I am trying to set myself into studying astrology, but it's kind of like I'm lazy. I will be completely upfront with you guys. I'm really lazy to do so. One day I will, but I don't think that is gonna be today. All right. So the question, what are the true intentions for the person on my mind? I am, well, it is what it is. I believe that this is of the person on my mind. All right, so it is. Hold on a second. It is heaven and earth. All right, heaven and earth tarot. So, Mattia, let's check it out. What are the intentions of that person? First one is the three of wands. The second one for you, Mattia, that will be the knights of swords. And the final one, hold on a second, we have the two of pentacles. Those three cards. Okay. Well, the best way how I can classify these intentions, it is not to screw the things around. Okay. uh at some points, rather like in some situations, that person that you are thinking of, they have a quite of a different opinion and different idea about, you know, the situation in general, or even how things should go forward. But for now, they are carrying on with your vision, and I'm saying for now because kind of like their feeling at that point, it is that the things are sitting exactly where they're supposed to be. Okay. I do believe that they intend to kind of like transcend the situation, bring it, I don't know if to the next level, but it is kind of like make it a bit more dynamic, a bit more fluid, if that makes sense. Kind of like this, just to stir the situation itself. And that would be because they would like to do so. They would like how far the whole thing can go forward instead of sitting on one place at that point. So they also kind of like feel ready to jump, or I like to make a step forward. And you should not be surprised if in the next couple of weeks or maybe a month they kind of like make some kind of an approach toward, I don't know if that's about business or about relationship. I think it's about business here. that you mentioned. Hold on a second. Professional business question. Yeah. So they will make some kind of an either a proposal when it comes to business, or some kind of a business maneuver that I think that you are gonna like it. Comes your way. So that was the answer to your question. Right. Uh, that concludes the first three reading. There are going to be two more. Or two more. Oh my god, in the plural. Two more. There are going to be two more. One is going to be after Scorpio, and the other is going to be after a Pisces as well, guys. Just to remind that for the duration of the next week, 14th to a 20th of March, all of the tarot classes are half priced, and to get the half price, just send me an inquiry on my email, which you're going to find in the description of the live stream. And through email, I'm going to provide you with a link where you can purchase your tarot class of choosing on a 50% off the price. And as well, the other promotion or a sale is going to be you buy one question answer through the service, answer to one question, and you get a answer of a two questions. So how many languages do I speak? Two languages, Bulgarian and English. That's how much languages I speak. So yeah, purchasing the service answer to question provides you with answers to two questions instead. And as well, guys, anyone who supports the channel through super chat is gonna get a reading at the end of the live stream as well. Daniel, you haven't. We are about to start, Leo, now. How do I say hello? You call it zdravej. That is how it is, hello. Or you can use the word zdrasti. It's a bit of a tough language to pronounce. Oh, you're welcome, Mattia. No worries. So Leo, first one for you guys, that will be the Two of Pentacles, followed by the second card, that will be the Ace of Wands. That's Serbian, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. You have to replace T with D and S with Z, but this is how you type it. I mean, hold on a second. This is how you type it, guys, since you are interested into it. That's on Latin, but the true type it's Cyrillic, and it is like this. Bulgarian, it's Cyrillic based language. That's why there are sounds which you can't recognize, you can't speak, you can't pronounce. You can try to mimic them, but whatever. So Two of Pentacles for Leo, followed by the Ace of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Ten of Swords, and the final card for Leo, that will be the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. Those four cards. Okay. It's not Latin. It's not Greek either. It's Cyrillic. All right. So Leo, it will be quite a dynamic week for you. It is. It is. There are sounds in English which I have a big difficulty fathom, let alone mimic. It's just, that's why, you know, I will never gonna be able to pronounce words the way they should be pronounced. It's just impossible. Maybe I will gonna get very close to it eventually, but never the same. My brain, it's not trained in these sounds for the first 7 years, and after that you do not train your brain to produce sounds. You try to mimic sounds. It's different. Yeah. Back to the reading, Leo. Like said, quite dynamic week. It's coming your way now. On the negative side, let's start with the negative side. On the negative side, the week is going to be, let's call it, it will be eventful. I don't know what word should I use. It is just, there are going to be things happening around. It is just, you would wish different things are happening around. It is like, you would wish on initial stage to be a different place, on a different time, dealing with different people or dealing with different stuff. So it will be very kind of like tough for you to see the gains into the enterprises which are coming your way, and that will be because your plans for the most part are gonna go down the toilet right away. We do have the Two of Pentacles as the topic, and as a topic, the Two of Pentacles shows that your concepts, your plans, your idea, they will count for nothing. It is because the alignment of the events which are going to happen throughout the week are going to call for different plans, different perspectives, if you will, okay, and different ideas. So throughout this week, you will have to be very adaptable. You will have to be very agile when it comes to moving forward with your endeavors, and therefore a stiff and strict plans, strict concepts needs to be let go of, and instead just worry about things that are coming in the presence. Like, don't worry about something that may or may not happen in the future. Worry about what you are having in your plate at this current moment, and that itself is gonna call upon for you to make some decisions and to make some actions. We can see that into the Ten of Swords, which is in the third position, okay, for you, Leo. So that may be the week where you will have to decide, are you gonna make it or are you gonna break it? That will be the week probably where you will have to decide, are you gonna stay or are you gonna go? That is gonna be the week where you will have to decide, am I gonna invest in it or am I not gonna invest in it? Any decision that you make, whether it is in a favor of or in disfavor of, it's going to set, how can I put it into words? It's going to be, the results of it is going to be where you do finalize a very, very important cycle of development for yourself. And at the end, you will feel like, you know, you have accomplished a great stuff, even if it is about you withdrawing, because the withdrawing, it's still a action that carries on results. and the whole thing will feel like it kind of like needs a time to celebrate. So the way I see you and you finishing here the week, okay, it is exhausted, very, very exhausted, but very pleased by the results. Nonetheless, the week, like I said, is going to be quite tough. It will call for really drastic actions and drastic decisions that once again you cannot call from a second time. Like you can't go back on your word, or you'll go back on your actions. Now the best way how you can go through it, it is by drawing a line, if you will, and scaling up what you are getting against what you are investing, either into your career or either into your relationship, and that way you will realize what you truly have to do. Now you may ask yourself why that pretty much is happening. Well, it is happening because your situation, whatever it is, whether it is a love situation or whether it is a business situation, it does requires a fresh wind. It does requires a new era to be set into it, whether this new era it's the next stage of a relationship or the next stage of career, or the new era is you liberating yourself from the current one and starting something new, whichever way is going to work for you. That's why I don't believe that there is a wrong decision that you can make, or how can I put it into words, or a wrong action for moving forward. It is just the decision or the action. It will feel like it is made under pressure. It will feel like it was an ultimatum that you have to carry on with. But again, it's just the whole week is going to be stressful, because at least throughout this particular week it's going to be very difficult for you to see what kind of gains you're going to have from the enterprises in front of you, but you are going to have gains at the end. Right, so that was for Leo. Now moving next, we do have a Virgo. For Virgo, the first one, that will be the Six of Cups, followed by the second card of the Page of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Knight of Cups, and the final one for you, Virgo, that is going to be the Three of Wands. I want to draw two more cards for the Page of Cups and for the Knight of Cups. So for the Page, we do have the Ace of Swords. Those two, they do form, by the way, guys, a passive neutrals. And for the Knights of Cups, we do have the Two of Wands. So we do have a passive enemies here. Yeah, no swords. Yeah. Swords are not a bad cards, okay? Just on the contrary, swords are there to make you aware that you are not going in the direction you are supposed to. And that is usually happening through a tough events. That's just what the role of the swords are. But they are not a bad cards, but by a large margin, all right? So for Virgo, next week is going to be very pleasant. We can see that from the Six of Cups. Right away, with this card, Virgo, you are going to be quite pleased with your job right away, if you do have a job to do. You are going to be pleased with the undertakings. You're going to be pleased as well with the tasks that you are going to perform into. It will feel very, very creative week for you when it comes to work, and when it comes to personal relationship, it will also going to feel very good week, because under the energy of the Six of Cups, you are going to relate to people that you fit with very, very well, emotionally and physically as well. So throughout this week, it's very possible that if you are single, you may find somebody very compatible. Okay, I mean, very, very compatible. And when we're talking about that, this is where these two cards, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, are falling into. So Page of Cups, as an individual, these people are very emotional. Okay, these people, they do need to be attached emotionally to something or to somebody so they can feel alive. Now the problem is that this is not a love, this is just attachment. This is not a relationship, it's an attachment. I saw in Facebook, I believe it was a comparison in between connection or a relationship and attachment. Connection or a relationship, it meant to give you power, it meant to charge you up, right? While attachment, it sucks your strength. It sucks the life out of you, if you will. And with that Page of Cups, we do have an attachment, of course. I mean, they are going to be attached to you, and therefore, if you do allow that attachment to take place and to kind of like suffuse your life, let's use that word, to suffuse your life, it's gonna drain the life out of you. And that will be the thing here. Oops, as we do have the Ace of Swords, okay, as a catalyst. That is a person who is not willing to be straightforward with you. I mean, it's not like they're gonna lie, but they're not gonna display information on their free will, okay? And therefore you may end up with a inaccurate perception of what that person truly is and what they kind of like want from that attachment with you. Just hold on a second, because the cards, oh my god, the cards fell down under my chair. Hold on a second. All right. So the other person here, which is the Knight of Cups with the Two of Wands, all right, Virgo? This one. These are a passive enemies that we do have in the Knights. Yeah, you need to let go of the attachment. Knights of Cups, these people, they do believe in the dreams, okay? These people, they always have something they like. They always have a dream, and they make their move toward their dream. Here, in your case, Virgo, let me get the cards one more time here. Okay, got too many cards on my desk. So here, actually, this individual, because we do have the Two of Wands, they are willing to sacrifice. In fact, they have already sacrificed something to enter in your life. And that is how you're going to recognize them. So what is the main difference in between the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups? Well, the Page of Cups is going to make you feel bad that you are not seeking them. It's going to make you feel, how can I put it into words, guilty that you are not texting them, that you're not calling them, and so on and so forth. While the Knight of Cups is going to text you, call you instead, is going to make you feel comfortable around them. And in generally, if they do seek your presence, if they do seek your company, they are going to make the necessary moves to get it. While the Page kind of like feels that it is more entitled to it, that you do owe them your company, that you do owe them your you know, your how can I put it into words, your investment. You do owe yourself to them. It's a page of cups into that position usually are people which, if you do something for yourself, they will kind of like be in a state of how could you do that to them, right? But you did something to make yourself better, to make yourself happier, and they do not like that. It's all about them, right? It's all about their happiness. It's all about their emotional stability. Your emotional stability doesn't mean anything to them, unlike with the Knight of Cups. And towards the end of the week, it seems that you're going to make your peace with both of these people. And hopefully you're going to go forward with the Knights of Cups. We do have the Three of Wands at the end for you guys. And the Three of Wands at the end, it kind of speaks that you are going to make a significant progress into the fields and aspects that are making you happy, that you feel connected to, right? Again, connected, not attached. Very important to be said. Okay, connected to, and you will feel that now it's time for you to go for something more. Hopefully, with that Knight of Cups instead of with that Page of Cups that we do have here. All right, so that was for Virgo. Moving next, we do have Libra. All right, so for Libra, the first card, that will be the Four of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Six of Wands, followed by the Six of Swords. And the final one for Libra, that is going to be the Fool. So these four cards for you guys. Well, depending on how you do define good, right? For Libra, the week is going to be kind of like underwhelming for the look of these cards. Mainly because you do Libra, every person has a certain expectations, right? Especially when you put efforts, you do expect rewards. Well, for what it seems for you, those rewards are not gonna come about, at least not this week, and that is gonna make you feel that the week is rather underwhelming. And it's not like you do not deserve your rewards. It's just the thing that you made those efforts to, whether it is a person or a project, have nothing to give you. They do. Oh my God, what am I talking about? They do not have anything to give you anymore. It is just they are empty, wasted, if you will. And so, Libra, this is actually happening to your benefit, just to see that now it's a time for you to focus on something new, something different, another project, another person, another enterprise. We can see that's into the last two cards, Six of Swords with the Four card, and a deprivation, okay, where you may feel yourself deprived, actually is going to be the kick you need to set yourself in toward a gaining for a and lucrative a new beginning, depending on what that new beginning is going to be. So these cards may speak about that you are going to leave one interest, romantic interest, for another, or you're gonna leave one project for another, or a one place for another, etc, etc. It is just you are to see that you're not gonna get yourself what you do deserve from the place you are focused at that point, but instead from another one that it is revealing towards you, moving a forward into the future. And yeah, it's underwhelming. It's far better than tragic. But you can also break certain attachments, and that is with the Six of Swords into the third position. My appeal to you, Libra, it is to think about what kind of a development you do want for yourself, what kind of a dreams you do have, whatever hopes as well you do have, and as you do have these dreams and these hopes, obviously they are not accomplished by that point. Why? It is because what you have in your plate regarding those dreams cannot offer you those dreams. So it's time to kind of like swipe the plates and fill it up with a new enterprises. So expect things to change, kind of like, or rather like expect things to be replaced into your environment, expect things to be replaced into your routine, into your relationship, and into your career as well. And like I said again, it's going to be underwhelming because the expectations of rewards are not going to come from places where you expect those rewards to come from. So that was for Libra, and now next we do approach Scorpio. Right, yeah, Scorpio, we do have the Magician, followed by the Ace of Cups. Why am I not surprised? So the Ace of Cups moving next, that is going to be the King of Swords. And the final one for us, we do have the Tower, talking about the tragedies here, all right? So talking about tragedies, it seems that Scorpio is gonna have really rough one. Oh my. Let me swallow it, right? So just let me swallow it. The card for the King of Swords, it is the Eight of Cups. It is the Eight of Cups. All right. So definitely we're not gonna like the week forward. That Ace of Cups into the second position, it pretty much speaks that the events, the enterprises are gonna be unpleasant. I can't find I can't find a better word. As just it's a slur, so it's going to be this one, unpleasant, and that is to say the least. Okay. Good thing about the week, it is that towards the end, this ultimately is gonna play beneficial to our growth, but this is gonna be a growth through forging. Do you know how forging is done? You heat the metal and you squeeze it and you kind of like throw it, and it is just you do reshape it. And if that's done on a living thing, it hurts. It kind of hurts. So this is how it's how the whole thing is gonna play out. Okay, it's gonna hurt, either emotionally, hopefully not physically, but emotionally, definitely. Having that Ace of Cups, we definitely gonna like what is happening around us. Yeah, cries and tears very possible, unfortunately, especially for those Scorpio which are quite emotional. But you're getting reshaped, yeah, but in a very painful way. It's true. Yeah, Capricorn is just around the corner. So thankfully though, as we do have the Magician on the first position, we are not gonna lose our respect toward ourselves. Okay, it's not gonna be a state where we are gonna think that we stand for nothing, all right, or we worth nothing, etc., etc. Instead, the topic of the week shows that within this week we are how can I put it into words? We're gonna make our stand. and we are gonna take we're gonna face the consequences of that particular stand, whether in career or whether in relationship, with the Magician card. However, a good thing it is that we do have a loyal supporter, all right, very loyal supporter. That will be the knight, the king of swords with the 8 of cups. Okay, so these are a active neutrals, or these 2 cards, and that person is gonna talk with us big time, all right. That person is just going to, they can't feel our plight. It is just they will understand our plight through conversations, and together with them, there will be a very how can I put it into words? There will be a very effective strategy concocted so we can get through these difficulties we are to face throughout the week. And the result of that concoction is going to be the Tower card at the end. So pretty much like somebody said here, let me find it. Sandy. So just like Sandy said, full reshaping. Okay, that is a full reshaping. We may find things we held on to pretty much irrelevant anymore. We may find that we have to completely destroy our current way of living and reshape it into something new, right? We may find ourselves thinking that we are very strong and indomitable when it comes to emotions, and suddenly finding ourselves breaking up in tears and in cries about a person that we thought we do not care about, but we do. It turns out that we do, and so on and so forth. So it will be a tragic week at the end, and that is because the truth, according to these cards at least, it is that we built very firm, and we built our life in such a way that we can't grow anymore, and therefore something like this tragic needs to happen so we can regrow one more time. The Tower card may represent literally everything, through a sudden crash into a person, to firing from work, right, or through some kind of a unpleasant circumstances into our family or into our business, unplanned pregnancy, and many other things. It is just the Tower is anything we do not expect to happen at that stage. Okay, so expect the unexpected, Scorpio, and we are not gonna like it. We're not gonna like it even a tiny bit. I mean, we are gonna hate it right there, right then. For example, Scorpio, you might think that you are never gonna fall in love, okay? And it's just not because you can't, but because you don't want to. And suddenly you find yourself in love and you hate it. You really despise every fiber in your body because you are in a state that you hate being in, but you can't do anything about it, unfortunately. So, like I said, we have to, cheers, guys, swallow it down. Chew it up first, though. We don't want to choke on it. Definitely, we don't want to choke on it. No, this isn't physical, all right? This is not physical, but thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much. Right, so that concludes Scorpio, and now the second reading giveaway is going to take place. Now, guys, you can have a free reading with me, or in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to make a reading to one of you completely free. All you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. Other than that, if you do enjoy the stream and the channel, give a like, subscribe as well, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads, which are not there yet, but they are going to be, and as well live streams. And finally, should you wish to support the channel through super chat, make sure you do stick around up until the end, because there you are gonna get as well a reading, regardless are you picked for the free one or not. No, I'm not drinking whiskey, but I guess I should start. All right, I should start drinking one, looking at these cards. It's coffee. It is a delicious coffee. And it's cold. To me, it makes no difference. I mean, if the coffee is hot or cold, it doesn't make any difference to me. Hey, Sarah, welcome to the stream. Just about the weekly uploads, I can't find myself in the mindset of doing them. I mean, it's not about doing them. It is just it doesn't work out. I don't know why. It's it's that state of mind, you know, where you start and it's just you realize that that's not what it should be, and yeah. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, that's true, Articure. Lisa, thank you so much for your 10 US dollars. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there you're gonna get your personalized reading over the week, right? If you don't have any other inquiry though. Yeah, it's for Scorpio, it's gonna be a tough one. Ah, gosh. By the way, I really hope that that is going to play out exactly as I'm expecting. Okay, exactly as I'm expecting. Because if it doesn't, it is just is going to be one of these weeks where you do learn a pretty strong lesson that what you do is actually very, very wrong, and you have to readapt. You have to start doing different stuff. Ah, one of these. One of these. And you think that you are on the peak of your development, you know, on the top of the world and being served Julius Caesar treatment. Because that's how he were, right? That's how he were. He thought that he's on the top of the world, and at some point, just at that point, he stopped existing. So she does, but that's one thing I'm proud of. I do not drink, and I'm really proud of. For some people, it kind of seems crazy. Okay, why are you not drinking? I mean, you are missing so much. Well, my friends, only thing I can tell you it is that from alcohol there is no it just to drink alcohol it makes no sense whatsoever. It does literally nothing. It takes away happiness from tomorrow, and then it takes it away with the interest. It's I don't know. Yeah, they're not. That is because we do have the freedom of free will, okay? And you may decide to do something different in the course of the reading, and then it's yeah. Anyway, is my astrology career going to be better than the real estate career? So let's have a look. Hey, Taco, welcome to the stream. We have a lot of non-drinkers here. I'm quite pleased. Ah, God, I got the wrong cards. rum and Pepsi. All right. Rums are pretty strong alcohols. Uh, Anna, this is not for a lifetime, all right? This is not for a lifetime. Those are your cards, and at least initially, not by a large margin. What those cards here are showing, it is that the way you do astrology, it's not gonna be a wrong way. It's not gonna be well accepted, at least according to these cards. Okay, so there will be some readjustments that you will have to do once you start your astrology business before the business actually can take off, and also some personal sacrifices as well. That are what those cards are showing in your case. They do not speak about money at all, right? So it will be very important to do, well, you are gonna face the same thing we all faced, okay? You start your business. When I started in that website about 10 years ago, there were those people that are telling me that I do suck, you know, and that's not a tarot reading and so on and so forth. I never allowed that to waver me for a second, all right? Because I was, it's not like I was cocky, but I was confident in my abilities, all right? I was confident that what I know and what my perception is, it's the right one for me, and that is how I'm going to move forward regardless of what this person or that person thinks about. And that is something that you will have to do as well. Okay, so it's a very normal reading to get. The start is not going to be an easy start. Taco, thank you so much for your 22 US dollars support. I will do a reading for you. So you have to mail your father on a full moon. How it's going to go? How will this go? So how will this go? All right. Just for clarification, Taco, you want to know how your father is going to react, or what your father intentions are going to be? What is your expectations of all that? I do need that to know, so I know how to relate the cards to the situation. Tracy, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you so much, Tracy. Again, make sure you do stick around up until the end. And also, what's the best strategy? How to do it? That's what you are asking. All right. That's what this is what I get as a vibe from your question. It's just I wasn't sure, because actually your question was a different in a different, how can I put it into words? So how to go about it? Just let me change that. Tracy, make sure you do stick around as well up until the end, and there you're gonna get your personalized reading over the week as well. Right. Yeah, it's a really good use of tarot. But psychology wise, I read it somewhere. Psychology wise, Taco, you are more prone to get what you want business wise if you make a point of what the other side of the business is gonna lose if they don't give you what you want. Say you go about to ask for a promotion, right? And our instinct is that when we do ask about the promotion, we do make how can I put it into words? We do make announcement of what the business is gonna gain if we are promoted. But that is the less likely way we are gonna get promoted. It's more prone that we to get the promotion if we do make announcement of what the business is gonna lose if we are not get promoted, because people are less likely to get to do how can I put it into words, to take risks about benefits rather than to take risks about losses. You are ready to take a risk to mitigate the losses rather than to take risk and to have gains, because the risk is associated with losses, and if you are having losses you have nothing more to lose, so the risk kind of like seems less than a risk. That's pretty much the psychology behind it. Anna, thank you so much for your $20 US. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, Anna, to where you're gonna have your personalized reading over the week as well. So that's one way how you can go about with the email. All right. Moving next will be Sagittarius. First one for Sagittarius, that is going to be the Seven of Swords, followed by the second card of the Knight of Wands. Moving next, that is going to be the Queen. No, that is the Page of Swords. All right, the Page of Swords. And the final one for you, oh my God, it is the Five of Swords. I mean, look at that. Oh, ooh. You're cooking dinner. Oh, that's nice. I actually skipped eating today. Kind of like I was not hungry. So I guess it's a fasting day. It's a it's a good morning, I guess. It is a good morning. Thank you. Have a great one as well. So for the Knight of Wands, the card is going. Oh my God, this card is going to be the Fool, and then for the Page of Swords, the card is going to be the Five of Wands. So move. All right, week for Sagittarius. That will be a week where you are going to be torn apart in between two people, two individuals, two archetypes. Okay, Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords. So, what's the difference then? Well, Knights of Wands, which sits into the second position, having the Fool card there, right? Having the Fool card there kind of speaks that this person cares only about themselves and only about their own amusement right away. Okay, and the thing it is that they do things only that makes them feel, but I don't know how to put it. Well, that's the thing, guys. We'll try to explain that way. Look at it, that this individual is going to be around you or with you, so to speak, if it is their way or the highway. If you participate into what makes them feel good or not. If you do participate into enterprises that are interesting to them, the hell with your enterprises. I mean, who cares what you are interested in? Only thing that matters for that person is what they are interested in. That makes it very dangerous, especially when it comes to career, because you may happen to rely on them to do a certain job, but that person finds that this job is not as interesting as something else, and kind of like burn you like that. And the worst it is that they don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, it's almost like the life for them, it's a game. Okay, the life for them, it's a game. The other person, which is the Page of Swords, that it is catalyzed with the Five of Wands. Okay, so these two cards. Well, that person, they are, I would say, a bit inexperienced. What I mean is that they are open to see your side or to experience your view over situations here and there, right? And it is just what your life is, or what you are proposing, or what you are in general, happens to be something they can relate to very, very well. At least at that stage, to them, it's something different, all right? It's something unfathomable, but they do like it. And therefore, in their face, you may, the very least, you may see a very, very unexpected help that it is coming your way. And I do believe that you do have, you are entering the week having attachment to the Knight of Swords, and the whole week is all about you severing that attachment here with the Seven of Swords, because this is what we said about the Seven of Swords. That is the card where you will have to stand your ground, show a spine, and kind of refuse to do things which are going against your best benefit. Okay, because the Knights of Swords, like I said, the Knights of Wands, I'm sorry, like I said, here in that follow-up, in that elemental dignity, in that position, they only care about themselves. They do not care about you. And with the Seven of Swords is all about you doing about the same. And the result of all that is going to be the Five of Swords, where the Knight of Wands, that individual which you had an attachment to, will try to make you feel guilty about that you are doing what makes you happy, what makes you beneficial, what makes you, what works for you. Okay, they are gonna try to make you feel bad. Usually through this card, the whole thing works through trust and humiliation. What I mean is that they will try to play the things in such a way that it will look like you have betrayed their trust, like, but in the grand scheme of things, it was the other way around. So what my appeal to you, Sagittarius, it is that keep your mind open for a people that are, how can I put it into words, for a people which are different as the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, it's an individual that doesn't really fit anywhere, okay? And that is because their vision of situation, their vision over how to make money, their vision over love, and so on and so forth, quite different, all right? It's quite different than the common conduct, than the flow, I don't know how to put it into words, than the oh my god, what is this, than the common sense. Okay, so very, very different than the common sense, but it's something worth considering. All right, so that was for Sagittarius. Moving next, we do have Capricorn. For Capricorn, the first one, that will be the Empress, followed by the second card of the Eight of Wands, Moving next, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, and the final one will be the the Ten of Wands. Those four cards for you, Capricorn. Are they? Well, luckily for me, the stores are opening in about a couple of hours. So after I'm done with the live stream, I can kind of like finish drinking my coffee. And if I am really hungry, I can go and buy some to eat. To buy something to bite. Capricorn, it's a decision-making week. Literally a decision-making week. So we do have the Empress, okay? And with the Empress, the decision that you are going to make throughout the week, it doesn't have to be a decision that is going to materialize right away, okay? But the decision that you are gonna make is going to be for or stand for a very, 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 very long time. And the decision needs to be made in a rather very mature fashion, if you will. So the Empress, it's a card as a topic where you can't go, well, you can, but you should not go about for a selfish reasons. That is not how the Empress operates. Let me explain you a little bit about the Empress. The Empress, it's not exactly sacrificing, it's more like taking care for the comfortability of all. So your decision needs to be made in such a way that works for everybody. And there is such an option that stands in front of you. And once you do make that decision, the whole situation, either in your love life or either into your career, is gonna work out in a big favor for you. But to me, by the look of those cards from the Ten of Wands and especially from the Eight of Pentacles, your decision is about starting something or involving yourself into something. Why do I think so? Well, first of all, we do have the Eight of Wands into the second position, and that card, compassion, yeah, compassion. And that card speaks that while you may have other options available, the more time you do spend thinking about the decision you have to make, the more those other options available, they feel redundant, obsolete, okay? And it's just they don't make that much sense of the thing you should invest into or not. Okay, whether it is business or whether it is romantic interest. The other card, which is the Eight of Pentacles on the third position, I'm sorry. Actually, that gives the answer. This card gives the answer, but I'm not going to say it, what you should do. But the card generally speaks that you should look into that situation with conscientiousness and as well scale all the details in it, because that's your chance to start something for a really long run. Whether it is you are to start nothing or something, it is going to be for a really long run. I think I do gave away a little bit of what the answer should be, but regardless, for you guys who are single and you are looking for love, I'm going to give you the answer here. These two cards are what mature thing you can do to find love. Well, go out and start dating. In fact, the Eight of Pentacles, when you are single, is the card showing that you need to display yourself in front of the world, that you are ready to invite love one more time in your life. But having the Ten of Wands at the end, as a result of all that, it does speaks about involvement into something, whether it is a huge project, whether it is a friendship, all right, or whether it is in a relationship that will have a lot of rewards that accompanies it, but in the same time it will require efforts, it will require involvement, it will require certain, it's not even behavior. Think it that way, that you do enter in a in a game that you know you can win, but you have to follow the rules of the game. You can't cut any corners. Well, the same thing, it's that. So it's an enterprise which is going to request a lot from you, but in the same time it's willing to give a lot from you. And thus by the end of the week you can expect, based on your decisions, many things to move around, and actually to find yourself quite occupied. Other than that, your overall expectations should be that you are going to make a significant progress into this week wherever your sight is set upon. It is just for Capricorn, yeah. Or so you think. It could be business, none. It could be literally business about your job, or maybe about something mundane, right? Maybe about the choice how to spend your holidays. Okay, it doesn't have to be a relationship. I'm trying to cover the two main lines of a human future: business and relationship, but you should not always take it that way. All right, it could be about something quite mundane, or maybe it's a choice where to spend your money or what to spend your money for. Okay, so it could relate literally about everything. That's the thing about general reading: you can't really say how and where things are going to manifest. And as we saw, there is no a person involved in it, so it could be something that relates personally to you and to none other. Next one, we do have Aquarius. It's my rising sign. So since after the atrocious reading for Scorpio, I do hope that I'm gonna see something really good. The start, it's a good one. We do have Two of Wands, with the second one of the King of Wands. All right, thank you so much, Kimberly. Second one is going to be the King of Wands, followed by the third one of the Tower. Why would I gonna keep my hopes high? Why would I? The Tower is the third one. There, just so you can see it close enough. And the last one is going to be the Seven of Pentacles. Have a great one, Sandy. Have a great one. I can't even believe that the cards are asking me or us to do so. When I say us, people who has a Sun and Scorpio, or like either rising, not Sun, but my God, Aquarius and Scorpio, like rising Aquarius, Sun, Scorpio, like me. I can't even believe that the cards are asking us to do so. So from one side they're saying, yeah, things are gonna suck, but you will have to suck through them. It's literally, you gotta take it all. It's like I'm trying to shiv you, just open up your neck and take the blow. Yeah, really. Okay, so let me draw one more card for... No, it's not that close. It is close, but we are not literally next to one another. Nine of Cups. Of course it is Nine of Cups. That is to the King of Wands here. Okay, to the King of Wands. Those two. Now, luckily, I don't see that person in my life, but it's never too late such to come about. That's a person who literally ruins everything we like. Anything. It's south of Romania, exactly. Yeah, anything we love, it's just it butchers it. It takes it. It massacres everything we like, everything we love, everything that makes us happy at that point. No different than, you know, you do have that such a huge idea. It seems really genius, and you share it with your boss, and they say, nope, nope, it's not good one. What are you talking about? It will work just fine. Nope, nope, nope. This isn't how you do things. You know, it's just it's you are left without any chances. You are literally left without any chances. Uh, yeah, it's that's how it stands, and it is just for Sagittarius, for Aquarius. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm mixing up things quite much. So for Aquarius, those cards are literally speaking, we have to take the blow and just not give up on this idea. Well, on the plus side, it kind of speaks that whatever criterias we do have, they are right, okay? But that doesn't really put bread on our table by a large margin. In fact, it's almost like a martyrdom, I believe it is how you call it. It is almost like we will become martyrs here throughout the week. We'll have to suffer through it. It's so bad, man. It's so bad. But the result of all that is because we do have the Two of Wands. The result of all that is going to be that ultimately we are going to find ourselves persevering, and not just only that, but also there will be some satisfying results of all this perseverance, and after that there will be growth after these results. And the growth for Aquarius is going to be reciprocation, where you invest things, whether you do invest emotions or you do invest efforts, and you do see the payoff of these emotions and these investments. The Tower relates very well with the Scorpio reading, but also relates very well on its own, you know, for Aquarius. With the Scorpio reading, it just points that this thing is happening for our greater good. I just don't see why the universe wants us to suffer for our greater goods, you know, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But on its own, for Aquarius, the Tower pretty much speaks that these struggles, or rather like this denial of happiness by the King of Wands, is gonna be the kick where you are going to realize, oh my God, it's I just have to make that detachment, okay, from the attachment. I just have to make that detachment. And the Tower here speaks that you are way too attached to the King of Wands, and you just have to learn to live your life without them, okay? And it will be a painful process, but ultimately at the end that process is going to pay off. uh, I really hope that you are right, None, that energy has both sides, but it's I almost don't want to wake up tomorrow. I mean, I don't want to I don't want to wake up and get out and do my stuff. I just want to spend all week in bed hoping that nothing is going to happen. Uh yeah, Arctic Capricorn was already made. And finally, but not least, a Pisces. So for Pisces, we do have the Six of Cups, followed by the second card of the Two of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Ace of Cups. And why I'm not Pisces? I have nothing in Pisces. That's not good. And finally, we do have the Knights of Pentacles. Oh. So those 4 cards for Pisces. It's a great week. I mean, there is no other way looking at it. It's a great week. I mean, guys, you Pisces, you are going to experience pleasure in about everything you do. The only problem that I can see from the week, it is that the enterprises are not going to be enough in quality, in quantity. In quality they are, but not in quantity. So you may find yourself having a little bit time to spend in between the good experiences. If that's a problem, become Scorpio and see what problems really are. Okay, just become Scorpio and see what problems really are. But for you Pisces, really pleasant week. I mean, you're gonna love your job. Even if you do hate it right now, throughout the week there are gonna be tasks and endeavors that you will have to be a part of that are gonna be pleasant to experience. They're gonna be pleasant for you to be involved into. And in terms of a romantic front, things are getting even far better than that, because if you are single Pisces, I mean, very, very possible it is that you will kind of like make somebody fall in love with you, which is a better thing than you falling in love with somebody, right? It's literally a better thing, because when you do fall in love with somebody, it's kind of like you don't have much of a choice, but here you do. Okay, and it's not like you are going to be repulsed by the person. Okay, you are gonna like the person. It's just you are not gonna be the one who falls in love first and kind of like suffer through the process of making the other person falling in love with you, which is a great thing. But by the end of this week, you're gonna have a very clear sight on what your goals are, if you don't have it by now. And not just only that, but as well how to accomplish these goals, whether the goal is about business or is about relationship. And also a clear field for you to make the how can I put it into words, a very effective steps which are going to be consistent, which are going to be even simple, if you will, but supported with a very strong determination toward the goal itself. It's not excluded as well by the end of the week, Pisces, to have so much things done that you can now afford the luxury of taking a break and therefore spending the holiday sometimes somewhere. I'm sorry, not sometimes, but rather somewhere among a nature. It's gonna be the best week ever for Pisces, all right? And you are gonna freaking love your week. I can guarantee you that you are gonna freaking love it. So that concludes the 12 star signs, and now the last 3 reading is gonna take place. One of you guys are gonna get a free reading from me in the next 5 minutes. All you gotta do is just input your question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. As well, for the next week, all of the tarot classes are on half prices. So all you gotta do is just pick a class, send me an inquiry, and I am going to send you a promotion link where you are gonna buy that tarot class on a half price. And as well, the service answer to one question now contains 2 questions. When you purchase it, you are eligible to ask a second question after that. Of course, anyone who supports the channel and supported the channel through super chat in this live stream is going to get their reading at the end of it regardless, which is very, very soon. I mean, the end of the live stream. And that's pretty much about it for the intro. So not a great week for Scorpio. Not a great one by a large margin. Especially if you're Scorpio and Aquarius. My God, I can't get that thing out of my head. And what pains me that it doesn't has to be with a bad outcome. It's just when it's not with a bad outcome, it kind of shows how wrong you were. Literally shows you how wrong you were by that point. And kind of makes you question how many opportunities you missed. How many? A lot. Elaine, thank you so much for your 14 Canadian. Make sure you do stick around a little bit longer where you're going to get your personalized reading for the week. How long is that week? 1 second. Oh. Well, that's the thing, at least with me, guys. I mean, I am not can I put it into words? Resentful to mistakes. Okay, I am very aware that I am rather a difficult person to work with. I am very difficult person to love even. Okay, it's just very, very difficult. I am aware of it. I know that this is mistake, but I do not regret it. That is the way how I am. I am that way. And I would love something to happen to change me. It is just I don't want to be something difficult. Which makes me a bit selfish, isn't it? No regrets. Yeah, exactly. All right. So let's pick a question. Not everyone. Not everyone, Lisa. Very true. Very, very true. Good night, Angel. Or Angela. No, Angel. Maybe you may be an angel. That is because you do not live with me. That's why you think I'm an awesome man. I am not. I mean, I can put my hand on my chest and I can say I am not an awesome man. And that is by a large margin. I am aware of it. I am very that's the thing, guys. I am very unyielding when it comes to what I think and when it comes to what sacrifices I can make. Of course, I can make sacrifices about business and about relationships as well, but not everyone. Okay, and there are these mundane things which I do not make those sacrifices, which I should. I'm fully aware that I should, but I don't. and I am completely prepared to face the consequences of it. I am not bossy. That's the problem, I guess. I'm not bossy. I am just, I do seem indifferent. You know, we two live together and you want to do something, by all means. I mean, do it. Okay? It's not like I don't care. It's just it is your preference. So go about and do it. I don't have to, even if my opinion is bad, is negative. Why should I share it with you if it is what you want to do? Okay, and that kind of like gives the impression of people that I do not care about them, which is not right, but I don't feel incentive to explain myself, because if they do believe that I don't care about them, then probably they do not deserve to be around me. I don't know how to put it into words. All right, let's get back to the question. What will help the person in mind to overcome their difficulties? Submitted by Dory Keep Swimming. Hopefully Dory is gonna swim to the end. Uh, my riffle. Hold on a second, Dory. Yeah, Angela, happy birthday. I didn't realize that the birthday is today. Oh my god. Happy birthday, Angela. Stick around a little bit longer. Stick around. I'm gonna draw you a birthday card, alright? I'm just gonna draw you a birthday card. All right, Dory, what you can do, we do have the King of Swords with the Catalyst with the Lovers. Then we do have the Queen of Wands. Woo. You can do a lot, okay? I mean, you can definitely do a lot. First things first, what you can do is to talk. Well, all that you can do is to talk with that person, but you have to be talking in a way that you need to show them that you um, understand them, or how can I know, quite difficult to describe. You can talk with that person in a way to make them understand that they're still good for something, and you have to make it clear what they're good for. They're good for to live forward, whether it is to be in a relationship, whatever it is, right? So you have to talk with them in such a way that you do not pity them, but instead you talk in such a way where they feel that they have more to give to the world. And also the way that you need to talk with them, it's to, how can I put it into words, to make them aware that they have to make a choice, but whatever choice they make right now, it's forging their future, but in the same time there is no right or wrong decision for them to make. And finally, what you can do is with them to analyze that situation, because through this analysis the way out of this difficulty is going to be revealed. Make no mistake, that person does not need someone to pity them, does not need commiserations. They do not need someone's how can I put it into words, charity, if you will, or someone's, I already said it, pity. What they need is answers. What they need is encouragement. Okay, and that is how you can help them. Right, so the birthday card to Angela, which is gonna show overall, I'm gonna focus on what your year is going to be about. Okay, an year of a lots of gaining for enterprises, Angela. I mean, a lots of gaining for enterprises, literally on all fronts. So I hope that you are gonna step into this new personal year of yours, being open for anything new in a good way is gonna come your way. So it's gonna be a great year, all right? It's gonna be a great year for you. All right, so that concludes the main event of the stream, and now let's get to the super chat readings, okay? Oh, you're welcome, Angela. It's gonna be a great year. Okay, so Ella, me and Claudio are to buy a house? Question mark. Your card is the Three of Wands with the Moon card, with the Queen of Pentacles. Those three cards. Literally what the cards are speaking here, Ella, it is that it's quite irrelevant. Okay, it is quite irrelevant. Although it's something to be expected. So if you push into that direction with these cards, you are definitely gonna buy one. Okay, but that's not a mandatory. And if you do decide to buy one, I think that you are gonna be quite happy with the purchase and in generally living together. Okay, it's just is going to be beneficial to your relationship doing so. You are getting into that direction. It is just because we do have the Moon card here. Okay, it speaks that again it's not mandatory, but in the same time it's going to kind of like put in ease a lot of not questions, insecurities. All right, it's gonna put into ease a lot of insecurities about the relationship itself. So it's a good move. Okay, it's a good move buying a house, and if you can afford it, you should definitely do it. Lisa, if you do not ask a question, it's just is gonna be a generalized for the week. So Mattia, your week, Knights of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands, and then we do have the Seven of Swords, those three cards. So Mattia, this week you will be, you're welcome, Ella. So this week you will have to kind of like give yourself away to others for what it seems. There are going to be situations that do require your attention, and they are not a personal situations. They are situations which are, how can I put it into words? They are coming from other people, whether your children, you know, or your business partner and so on and so forth. And it's kind of like gonna feel like a distraction from your main course and from your main goal, so to speak. But ultimately they will provide you kind of like moments of respite. They will provide you moments where you are gonna feel useful, where you are gonna feel as well, how can I put it into words, helpful, and will allow you as well to get a little bit of a break from the heavy stuff from the week itself. As well, this week, if you can afford it, which you can, it is just it will require from you to look at the situation in your career and in your love life a little bit more objectively, is to take a little bit of a break. I mean, go to a spa or you know, somewhere where you can be alone and just reflect on yourself rather than on things which you can live without. Okay, so that's about your week. Lisa, your week, we have the Nine of Cups, with the Three of Pentacles. And then is going to be the Hierophant. Extremely good week for you, Lisa. I mean, it's going to be such a good week. It's such a good week. So these three cards. Well, Lisa, where do I start from? You are going to be very pleased to see that throughout this week you are going to get so much support in your personal stuff, so much support in your career as well. You're going to get as well help, which is going to be benevolent one, okay? And in generally you're, yeah, I mean, really, yeah, it's really, it's what the cards are showing. And in generally you are there are going to be a lot of trust setting down in between you and certain people, in between you and your colleagues, friends, and so on and so forth. And ultimately it's you are going to be very satisfied by the end of the week. I mean, you're going to feel sensual joy, content, fullness of life even into these enterprises. It's a great week for you to establish relationships, to establish businesses, and it's just an amazing week coming your way. Think it that way, that it is a week where the universe itself is going to lay down its grace on top of you. It's that good the week is going to be about. There could be some criticism that is going to come your way, but this is not going to be a criticism that makes you feel bad. It's going to be a criticism that shows you what you can improve, either in your behavior or into your performance into career. And that criticism may lead to some very fruitful and profound discussions, conversations that are going to result in cooperation. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Taco, how to go about it? An email to your father so you can get what you want. The devil. With the Lovers, I already know the answer. With the Queen of Swords, leave him without a choice. There is a way you can do that. You know it. There is a way you can do that. Leave him without a choice. Very aggressive way to go about it. Okay? That is going to make your father very uncomfortable. It's going to make your father kind of like even pissed off, if you will. But you will have to also gonna do it in a way that it doesn't look like an ultimatum while it is an ultimatum. So that is the best way how you can go about it. That is what the cards are showing if you are to get what you want. My personal opinion, it is that I would never act that way, because while that can provide you with what you want, it's a one-time thing, and in a year from now you may need something else, and I don't know if when you do need something else, your father is going to be obliged to do it. Just saying, those cards here are speaking is that you do have the you can force the circumstances to leave your father without a choice. Okay? And that way you are gonna get what you want. It's as simple as that. If you find it that way, Tracy, your week, we do have the Strength with the Ace of Pentacles, and then it is the Five of Cups. It's a week of healing, Tracy. Healing of either a disappointment or a loss that you may have experienced. And throughout this week, you are going to start understanding that through this disappointment or through that loss, you actually have, how can I put it into words? I'll put it that way, okay? It was not the end of the world. And there are a better things you can strive for, or better things for you to do. So you can expect that as a result of this, in this week, you are gonna find something to do which is going to boost your enthusiasm and is going to boost your passion forward. It could be a business project or just seeing a friend and so on and so forth. But again, it's a week where you are simply going to heal from bad emotions that you may have recently experienced. And the disappointments and the losses that you may have experienced recently, they will prove themselves being very tiny, petite trifles, I would say, and that in many cases they are also just a temporary things. Anna, your week. We do have the Wheel of Fortune for you, catalyzed with the Two of Cups. And after that, this is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. These three cards, Anna. Well, first and foremost, that week, Anna is going to present you with a great opportunities. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. That is when the circumstances are aligning just so that you can make a huge progress, whether in business, whether in relationship. But because we do have the Two of Cups next to the not the Wheel of Fortune, it does speaks that you are going to be unable to share that good fortune with others. This is going to be a very personal good fortune. All right, it's going to be very intimate good fortune. I don't know how to use these words. That you will, as you see it, if you do share it, you are gonna ruin it right away. Okay, even you can't share it even with the people mostly love around you. It's something only meant for you, and literally none other. What was the other card on the Two of Cups? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Literally, these circumstances are gonna allow you to become even more independent than before. Unfortunately, it may attract certain scavengers, right away scavengers, people who appear to be scavengers from your past into your domain. Highly advisable is not to allow them in. But you can expect the week to be very opportunistic and to sow or rather like to reap a great rewards in what you have sowed by that point. Finally, we do have Elaine. Your card, Elaine, is going to be the Ace of Wands with the Two of Swords. And a final one, we do have the Empress. So those three cards. Quite carefree week for you, Elaine. It does look like that you're gonna have you could call it that way. Yeah, keep finance secret. It makes a lot of sense now that I think of. So Elaine, it's gonna be a pretty cheerful week that it is ahead of you. Very happy, very spontaneous. It's gonna be a week where you will get to enjoy a lot of new stuff, like new experiences, like new enterprises as well. And also it's a week where you may find, it's very possible that you are to find a new hobby of yours, that you are to do something that you are good at but you never had the need to expand on it. But now, as you are gonna have that very carefree week, you will find yourself the time to explore these slumbered skills or slumbered talents in front of you. And the best about the week, it is that the wellness is gonna find you. I mean, you don't have to feel yourself pressed to chase something or somebody. What is right for you and what is good for you is gonna find you throughout the week. How can I describe it to you? Let's give that ridiculous example. Say you are signed up for some kind of a dating app or whatever, and if the cards are right throughout the week, you are not going to find people in this app. People are going to find you through the app. All right, you don't have to decide which one is to talk with. The right ones are going to talk with you, if that pretty much makes sense. Same thing, it's about enterprises as well. Right enterprises, they are going to find you, and literally the way that they do develop, it's kind of like it's going to make the choice obvious, should you develop those enterprises or not. So it's a pretty, like I said, cheerful and carefree week. You're going to have a lot of fun in it. You're going to as well have a lot of nice experiences into it, and I do hope that's kind of like it recuperates and recharges you with energies. So with that said, guys, this is gonna do it for today and for the readings for the upcoming week. Hopefully you do enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you do enjoyed the show. Once again, for the next week, all of the tarot classes are half off price. So whichever one you decide to go for, just send me an email with inquiry, and I'm going to provide you with a promotion link where you can buy it on a half price. And if you do decide to move for a answer to a question service, that service for the duration of the next week is going to provide you with answers to 2 questions instead. So yeah, with that said, that's gonna do it. Hopefully you do enjoyed it, and we are gonna see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.